Hey everybody, welcome to a very special video. Today we're going to be painting this particular unit, which I'm going to try to pronounce as well as I can, the Rokurokubi, or it's a long-necked female yokai, as you'd see in mythology in Japan. It is an interesting unit and is a member of the lance I've been working on, and well, it's an interesting one. I actually did some metallics on it, so just let me know, guys, what you think, and well, we'll get to going. Alright guys, so first things first, we have the arms separate, and we're going to be hitting him up. We've just got him hit with a gray sear-like primer, but what I want to do is take him a little bit lighter. We're going to use Cadre Gray, and we're just going to make sure we hit all the little spots, because the next steps are going to effectively require a little bit more brightness to them. So we're just going to go ahead and hit that up and get it all over. Make sure we get any of the gaps that the primer didn't get, and just kind of lighten the surface of the miniature up, and we'll come back for the next step in a minute. Okay, now that we hit up all the flat spots, we got them prepared for our next step. If you've checked out my Akuma, I'm going to hit it with Serif Red, or Express Color Intense 72479, and we're going to hit up all the flat spots, the parts that we want to keep or make red, because we're going to be mostly hitting the armor bits in a different color, but we want to hit up some of these spots that we want to have red. So you can probably tell, like the top of the helmet-like structure he has here. We're going to go ahead and just hit that. You can be a little sloppy because we're going to be cleaning up later, but let's just go ahead and hit that up in the red. We can turn the model. It's a lot easier to turn the model than try to contort the brush, so always remember that. And we'll just hit up a few spots up until we get the desired effect, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to come in now with a little bit of German black gray from Vallejo. That's 7862 in case you don't know. What we're going to do is we're going to black in a few areas, like here with this joint. We're just going to be fairly liberal on it. We'll probably catch this knee pad as well, just to break up the colors a bit. The weapon itself, and any other neat little places we think it might help break up the color, and we'll be right back with that. Alright, so we got all those areas blacked in that we want. We're going to be going with a lot less than in some cases I've seen, but we're going to go ahead and hit some of those areas up with faded khaki, and that's going to be a base for our lighter color. Now traditionally I tend to go with kind of trying to make these guys in particular look a little bit more like 70s, 80s anime in that regard, to the way they were colored more than anything, just because I always thought that was a nice touch. So we're going to be using this as a base for our lighter color, and we're going to just be putting that in some of the areas, and we'll come right back once we have that. Alright, for this part, once we've gotten all that touched up, we're going to use flat red to hit up the red spots, and for the khaki, we're going to use khaki highlight from Reaper Miniatures, and we'll be hitting those up a little bit. I'll just go ahead and grab a little bit of that, and we'll pull this arm off because it's removable, and we're just going to be hitting up those spots in that little bit lighter sandier color that you'd see in a lot of older mech stuff. And we'll hit the red up with the lighter red, and we'll come back after that. Alright, so this is after we got the red touched up and the tan. Now, if you have any spillover, just take the time, clean it up a little bit. What we're going to do is hit the cockpit, the little visor in there, with some ivory. And we will come back after that, and we'll also hit it up with a wash to see what gets some of that detail brought out, to then do a little bit more layering. So we'll be right back. Okay everybody, we got him up to this point. We're done shading. We got the cockpit where basically like a visor hit up with that ivory. What we're gonna do is take Fire Orange, which I've been using a lot, and it's a speed paint, and we're just gonna dive that right into that visor real quick. And there's only so many ways to do it, so again, never be too precious with it. I'll just get that in there. Never be afraid to move the miniature to get the result you want, and we're going to let that dry, and we'll come back with the next steps. Forgive the fan in the background, but we went ahead and blacked out most of the areas we want to be metallic or just have a little bit of breakout. We hit up with Fire Red from Reaper Miniatures, all of the red to give it a nice brighter appearance, and we also hit the cockpit with that Fire Giant Orange, and we hit up all the tan areas to bring them up after we did all the shading, which brought out some of that detail. Again, with a lot of these miniatures, some of the details are very, very shallow. On the sword arm, we went ahead and, if we can get it to focus, got all that hit up as well, and we'll be doing a little bit with metallics for a change. So we're going to be using oily steel from Vallejo, and for a lot of those black areas, we're going to hit them with deep gray to give them a little bit more life and to pick up a little bit better, and we'll be right back after we do that. Alright everybody, we're going to go ahead and move to the next bit. We just got this handled, and you can see, if it focus, that we just got the butt of that with some Vallejo brass. We're going to hit up the tops of the shoulders, and we'll come back after we got that. Okay, now that we got that bronze on there, we're going to hit it up with some flesh wash, and we're just going to hit it up with whatever wash you want on the normal metallic there, and we'll be right back. Okay, the metallic has been done and shaded. I'll bring that up a little bit. We added bronze to the guard and the pommel, as well as these two bits on the shoulder pads. And honestly, we hit that up with some flesh wash, which is a bit of a reddish wash. And I think that's a pretty good spot to give you an idea of what it looks like. Now you could hit the little spot right there, right here, and make that a metallic, but I don't feel like it, and I'm pretty happy. If you guys want to know how to paint one of these later, let me know in the comment section. But till then, this is the crazy yokai ones. A slight addendum at the end. I did add a couple things, such as the markings on the gun here, and on the chest you might notice this little marking here. That was to a sculpting imperfection I didn't catch, and I decided I was just going to put it with a little bit of white and make it like a personal marking. And of course we got the marking on the shoulder, or the knee pad. Never feel too bad about adding little touches, even if they're not necessarily within the game world. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think, and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.